Desmond tied it, then scratched out a run in the 10th to finish the job. Tonight, the NL West leading Diamondbacks come calling. The first of four begins now on MASN.
Washington Nationals baseball. Washington Nationals baseball.
Beautiful night for baseball at Nationals Park. It's another opponent. The Diamondbacks are in for four, and look at Adam, the bat boy. Hanging out with Johnny Gomes definitely has its consequences.
You're next, Carp.
I don't think so. Welcome to the booth, Bob and FP. Now, the Diamondbacks have found out that life in the East is pretty rough. They've lost 5 out of 6 at Philadelphia and Atlanta, and the Nats are 4-2 on this homestand. You don't do those sort of things, like 5 out of 9 against the Phillies, without guys getting key hits at the great times.
Yeah, and there's been some primetime players for the Nats of lately, and you talk about a couple of guys, and let's start with Jason Worth. The first night, Friday night, got a base hit to start things up. An 11-pitch at-bat. He ended it with a line drive single yesterday. Same deal. And Ryan Zimmerman, what can you say that hasn't been said about him? His 8th walk-off home run, a grand slam variety Friday night. And then yesterday, just a lousy double to start things up. And then for Ian Desmond, you look back to Friday night, 2 strikes, gets his hands inside the baseball, threw his hands in the air like he won the game, but he tied it. And yesterday, the same thing, down to his last strike. A little slider down in from Bastardo, a home run, and Johnny Gomes, little base hit right there on Friday night. And oh, guess what, yesterday? Not the way he scripted it, but he'll take it, a walk-off home run, and everybody's been happy around here lately. These guys have done it all season long. They battled to the last out. One thing, Bob, they're going to have to fight against tonight is the letdown. Big crowds all weekend. You're facing the Diamondbacks, a great baseball team, a first-place baseball team, but it might not be the same atmosphere in this ballpark there was this weekend.
But a ball club not really hitting at this point, and the Nats are up to 5th in the National League in ERA. Now, that's Joe Saunders from West Springfield High School right down the road, and we know all about him. How's Ross Detweiler doing as he makes another start for the Nats?
We'll keep it on the speed gun with Detweiler tonight. 95-96 last time out, a career-high 7 strikeouts, went toe-to-toe with NL ERA leader Johnny Cueto, so probably coming off his best start of his career, but we're going to see the velocity on the fastball early from Detweiler.
So a lot of right-handers in these lineups tonight, and starting with Matthews and going on through the rest of the guys in the bullpen, these guys have been outstanding. 1 run over the last 16 2/3 and 4 ball games, and on this homestand, Storin and company, that bullpen with an ERA of 0.81. the nation's fastest mobile broadband network. And by The Debt, the new thriller in theaters everywhere August 31st. It is a magnificent baseball evening. We've got a breeze blowing in from the outfield just to cool things off. Humidity is low. It's the D-backs and the Nats in the first of four. And they split four in Arizona a couple of months ago. Visit train.com for an independent train comfort specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop a train. 80 degrees, and look at that humidity, a very comfortable 36%. Diamondbacks are 11th in the league, hitting at 246, but they're 5th in runs. And Justin Upton, don't let the batting average under 300 fool you. Since the All-Star break, he's got extra base hits all over the place, and 65 of them have the league lead, even though he's only 2 for his last 17. Ross Detweiler will make his 24th career start. It'll be his 5th start of the year, and he's pitched 4 innings in his career against the Diamondbacks.
And last time out, maybe the best start of his young career, went 6 innings, gave up only 1 run on 7 hits, struck out a career-high 7, walked 2. Took the tough luck loss in the 2-1 loss versus Cincy against the NL leader, ERA leader, Johnny Cueto. Fastball, curveball change from Detweiler. Defense tonight for the Nats: Gomes, Bixler, and Worth in the outfield. Desmond and Zimmerman on the left side. Espinoza and Morse on the right side. And Wilson Ramos in the squad.
So the Nats are just 3 games under 500 after their amazing turnaround yesterday. A 4-2 homestand. Diamondbacks have lost 5 in a row on this road trip, where they won their first game in Philly, lost 2, and then got swept at Atlanta. So they're struggling a bit. And they have some new faces we'll be telling you about tonight.
The last 6 games, the defense and the D-backs offense is batting .162, 30 for 185. So when you face Philadelphia and Atlanta back-to-back on the road trip, that'll put a dent in your offense every single time.
And that's a fastball high in the zone. We're underway at 7:07. And we know all about Ryan Roberts. He's had a really good season for these guys. Faded a bit lately, but he does sport an on-base percentage of .351. Brian Runge has the plate. Marvin Hudson first base, Ted Barrett at second, and Tim McClellan, the crew chief, has third. On a pitch low, Roberts rides it into right field. 30-year-old infielder who's been around for a long time with Toronto, Texas, and now his 3rd year with Arizona. Kelly Johnson, the second baseman, is next. And there's a good hitter who is really struggling. Batting average down to .211. He's hitting a .149 over his last 20 ball games. We know what he's capable of after hitting .284 with 26 home runs and 71 RBIs for Arizona last year. He's also a guy who can steal bases, plays good defense. Slaps one to left. Johnny Gomes is over there. And a nice easy out for the first one. Ross Detweiler, pardon me, previous appearance against the Diamondbacks in Phoenix, August 5th of last year. They beat the Nats 8-4, 7 runs, 4 earned in just 4 innings of work. So another case of ball clubs and pitchers who don't see each other very often, being in far distant divisions. And there's Kurt Gibson, who has his ball club still in first place, but now it's only a game and a half over the Giants. And by the way, the Giants, the last weekend of the season, will be in Arizona before the D-backs close it out with the Dodgers. And the Diamondbacks will be in San Francisco the weekend right before Labor Day. So 2 of those weekend series in September might tell the tale in the West.
I was talking to Diamondbacks third base coach Matt Williams before the game today, and he said this is their last series of the year out of their division. They have 1 series at home against the Pirates, but the rest of their schedule is inside the National League West.
That ball laced by Upton, sending Bixler back near the track. Bryan in center field tonight takes it 2 down.
And Bixler's second career start in center field.
Wind him up and put him anywhere, huh? He's very versatile.
He gets his work done in batting practice. It takes fly balls in center, left, and right, ground balls at every position in the infield. We've seen him make some good plays as a defensive replacement. But getting the nod in center field tonight.
And the cleanup man will be center fielder Chris Young. Another guy with a batting average that's down a bit, hitting .233. I remember the first time we saw this kid over at RFK back in '06. He was really something, and then in '07 he hit 32 home runs his first full year. Has never really hit for high average though. .241 career coming in. And Wilson Ramos will move to his left, ball 2.
And talking to the Diamondbacks people before the game, talking about Young, they said he's been working the count lately, trying to work a lot of walks. His swing isn't where he wants it, especially on this trip, so he's up there being very patient. You see right now he's at the count 2-0.
Chris Young from Houston out of Bel Air High School. Diamondbacks got him in a trade with the White Sox back in '05. That involved Javier Vazquez and El Duque, Orlando Hernandez.
Ryan Roberts went all the way back to the bag on that pitch by Ross Detweiler to the plate. So doesn't have a good read yet. I mean, he ran all the way back to the bag and the pitch went home. Check it out, a couple of pitches go. Early in the game, you're trying to get a read on a lefty. Does he have the move down? Not yet. But that's the way you usually start. It's usually a one-way lead where you're going back to the bag until you get a good read on him. You just don't often see a guy go all the way back to the bag. He was convinced that Detweiler was coming to first.
And he's running. He's picked off. Can Morse get it there in time? No. It's a bouncer to Desmond. So Ryan Roberts subscribing to that theory. If you get picked off, just keep on going.
If you remember, that was a big play the other night against the Phillies. Ian Desmond dropped the ball, and he said, I should have given it to Danny Espinosa and let him cover because I was too deep at short. And you see right here who's covering? Danny Espinosa. He's trying to get all the way around to the inside to create a lane right there. And Michael Morse just threw it right up the back of Ryan Roberts.
Swing and a miss on a big breaking ball. Detweiler out of the first inning. So that's Detweiler, and here's Desmond, yesterday's hero, to lead off in a moment. A different look with a left-hander on the mound tonight with Brian Bixler in that #2 spot as we check the lineup. And then there's Ryan Zimmerman, the National League co-player of the week with San Diego's Nick Hundley. So Zimmerman hitting .400 this month, scoring runs all over the place. He's hit safely in 26 of his last 27 games. And on top of that, he's 4 out of 6 career with a home run against the pitcher he faces tonight, Joe Saunders.
154 start of Joe Saunders' career, 26th start of this year. He was charged with a 9-2 loss on August 17th at Philly. Allowed 5 runs on 5 hits, 4 walks, 3 Ks over 6 innings. He's 2-3 with a 4.64 and a 2.65 average against in 7 starts versus the National League East this year.
2 great years with the Angels before they traded him to Arizona in the Dan Herron deal. And he faces Ian Desmond, who's hitting .286 over his last 9 games. Saunders, 30 years of age, 6'3", 210. And Desmond will make a good take there, over below 2-0. Ian against Joe, 3 for 10 career. And they're smiling in West Springfield tonight. One of their native sons is here in the nation's capital pitching. He went on to a fine career at Virginia Tech, where for the Hokies he was 27-7 career.
And he will feature a fastball, slider, curveball change.
Desmond with a high chopper. They're going to have to hurry to get him. Ryan Roberts plays it perfectly for the first out.
Defense for the D-backs tonight behind Joe Saunders. Cowgill, Young, and Upton in the outfield. Ransom and Roberts on the left side. Johnson and Goldschmidt on the right side. And Henry Blanco, a.k.a. Hank White, doing the catching for the D-backs.
Good-looking athlete out there, Justin Upton. 5 outfield assists this year. Did I see this correctly? He's made 12 errors this year. Wow. Bixler with a little tapper that goes about 8 feet. And Blanco will throw him out for the second out in a hurry. And Saunders up to his old tricks against the Nats. June 4th in Phoenix, a 2-0 Arizona win. 7 innings, 2 hits, no runs, walked a couple, struck out 5. And at that time with the win, when he beat Lee Vaughn, he was 3-5 on the year. He's now 8-10 with a solid 3.91 ERA. And in his career against Washington, 3 starts, 2-1 with a 2.05. He's actually pitched a complete game in his career against the Nationals. And he'll face a nemesis here in Ryan Zimmerman. And Saunders will start him off slow with a breaking ball up and away.
And funny about that play by Henry Blanco, that's the first opponent I've seen this year respect the speed of Brian Bixler. We've seen him sneak up on a few guys before.
Zimmerman with a high drive to right center. Near the board, it's Chris Young hauling it in about 385 feet away. Nats go in order. Both pitchers off to a good start tonight. Ball tonight. A little quieter in the ballpark tonight than it has been for the last 3. And the Nats continue to play well at home as we check our game notes. 36-25. D-backs, one of the reasons they're in first place, top 3 in baseball in winning 1-run games. And if you go back to the days of the red, white, and blue caps up north, For some reason, this franchise always does well at home against the team from the desert, including the first game ever when Livan Hernandez beat the Diamondbacks here way back in '05. Here's Paul Goldschmidt, 23-year-old rookie infielder, and he's from nearby Wilmington, Delaware, at least born there, went to high school down in the Woodlands, Texas, in the Houston area. And FP, this guy put up some amazing numbers in minor league baseball. He's been fast-tracked to the big leagues 2 years ago. He's in rookie ball in Missoula, Montana.
Yeah, you saw the swing right there. Tremendous amount of power. Very similar to Jeff Bagwell. You look at the stands, very spread out. Not a lot to the swing. Talking to Rich Doobie, the pitching coach from the Phillies yesterday, he was raving about this kid's approach at the plate. Very simple, hard to get off of balance. A lot of power in his stroke.
And he is large. 23 years of age, listed at 6'3", 244. He hit 53 home runs in 2+ years in the minor leagues. Changeup locks him up away, and he's gone. Ross Detweiler tricking the right-hander into his second strikeout.
You see the pitch from Ross Detweiler. Just a little slider on the black. Curveball away, bringing it back. Excuse me. Look at the grip. Look at the rotation. Backdoor curveball got him.
And that's our Dodge Ram Exmo, the Chrysler Jeep, Dodge, and Ram summer clearance event with offers that won't last long. Hurry into your local dealership. Cody Ransom is next. Former Giant. And spent some time with Houston, the Yankees, and all of last year in the minor leagues for Arizona at AAA Reno at the age of 34. Getting a chance to play because Stephen Drew is DL'd. High in the air, right side, it'll be out of play.
And the one thing you won't see from this Diamondbacks team offensively is a lot of walks. In the last 6 games, they've struck out 64 times versus just 16 walks. So these guys go up there and hack. It's feast or famine for the D-backs offense. And they had 390 extra base hits, lead the National League. So they do not get cheated at the plate.
The one thing they're not going to do is strike out over 1,500 times like they did last year. They went over 1,000 tonight with these two. And Ross Detweiler is striking out everybody in sight as Cody Ransom is frozen. And that's 3 straight Ks for Detweiler.
Check out the velocity on this one. Sitting at 91 all night so far. A little reach back piece with an 0-2 pitch. 95 miles an hour on the black.
Stephen Drew fractured his right ankle July 21st. Ransom replacing him and hitting about $170. Here's another young guy, Colin Cowgill, the left fielder. And he'll hit a hopper out to Ian Desmond. So that 25-year-old rookie is gone, and Detweiler's cruising in the early going with Michael Morse coming up. baseball even gets close to. Capitol Dome all lit up by the setting sun. This one going bottom second. Shop Luna for up to 70% off all flooring at 877-241 Luna. Shop smart. Shop Luna. And Danny Espinosa has been plunked 16 times this year. And Michael Morse is on that list as well.
Well, he needs to slow down because the only record I have is the most hit by pitches for a switch hitter in a single season.
Oh, yeah? How many?
25.
Wow, were you a diver or what?
No, people just didn't like me and they drilled me.
Now that is hard to believe. Here's Morris hitting .319. Chase Utley, as we mentioned when the Phillies were here, hasn't played much this year, but he's led the league in being hit by pitches the last 3 years in a row, and usually in the 24 to 27 range.
You know, that's odd for a switch hitter for Danny Espinosa is because the ball is coming from the opposite side every night for him. He's never on the same side as the release point. So
does that mean everybody tries to jam him? That's what the scouting report is from both sides?
Probably for 2 strikes, yeah. A lot of times it's been off speed, though, as we've seen. Sliders in with 2.
Michael on a 1-1 pitch, and he'll pull it left side. Deep short, Ransom with a backhand. Off the bag, requiring a tag by Paul Goldschmidt. So that's 4 straight for Saunders, starting the game, and 3 of them on the ground.
Little chopper to short, Cody Ransom going in the hole, and the reason why you get rid of the ball quick is because of this. If you miss your target, it gives the first baseman time to make a tag. So a little backhand play on the run, throw nowhere near, but he made it so quick. It gave his first baseman Goldschmidt time to make the tag.
There's Jason Worth. 1 for 7 career against Saunders, but it's a home run. Well, showing signs of life. And I have to hand Jason one thing in the Philadelphia series. He put up with a lot of grief from those fans. Not a lot of hits, but the timing of his hits, very good. He went only 3 for 13 in that series, but every one of those base hits was at a very important time for the Nats.
And especially the one yesterday, having a rough day, comes up his last time. He gets himself a base hit, and like I said yesterday, I've seen a lot of big league players shut it down after an 0 for 3 and just say, hey, I'm having one of those days. Take it to the house, give away an at-bat, but he battled last night, and just like that, and shot one in the left field.
That is a rocket down the line, and Worth is heading into second base with his 24th double of the year. And he has a triple and 14 home runs to go with it. And the Nats have a runner in scoring position with 1 out.
And he has not been fooled with off speed lately. You see the pitch from Joe Saunders, a little slider out over the plate. Jason Worth all over that. So a lot of good contact recently into left field off of the bat of Jason Worth.
That'll bring in Danny Espinosa. Danny had some nice moments yesterday. 3 hits, a homer, 2 RBIs. So he finished that series 5 out of 12 with a walk. So Danny in the number 6 spot, or maybe number 7, getting on base 6 times. His right-handed batting average hanging in there at the .280 level. Kelly Johnson trying to keep Jason Worth close, because with 1 out, you forget about Jason Worth. He'll swipe third and get in position to score on a fly ball. He has done it before. And a good take on 2-0. Ball was over the plate. Change up 82. Ball 3. Johnny Gomes. 3 hits, 3 RBIs career against Saunders. Four-pitch walk and a good one by Danny Espinosa. And the Nats have 2 on, 1 out. Johnny Gomes. Let's see if he moves at all.
His quote in the paper was, "This was not on my to-do list in this at-bat, but I'll take it anywhere and get it."
What a way to win a ball game, especially against the Phillies. You know, and FP, we talked about this during our opening segment. You don't win 5 out of 9 in a ballpark against a team like that unless you've got something else going for you, you know, mentally as well as the talent thing and the never say die attitude.
The intangibles, especially in your own ballpark. I talked to a lot of players, and they're not stupid. They knew what was going on this weekend. And they could feel it on the field every single day. I didn't think there's any way they couldn't. And they played so well at home this year. They were saying this is not Citizens Bank South. We're going to win these ball games, and I think it inspired them.
Well, you go around to the great home venues in the country, like in college athletics, Cameron Indoor Stadium, Allen Fieldhouse, the great football stadiums. You hear the kids chanting, "Not in our house." And that's what you want happening at home, even when the other guys come in and try to take over. Johnny Gomes in 19 games as a Nat, 2 homers, 8 RBIs. Overall, 13 long balls, looking to get that RBI total up over 40. He's sitting at 39. Saunders just consistently missing low here. And 13-year veteran Brian Runge not giving him a whole lot of love down there so far. With Wilson Ramos on deck. And with the second baseman Johnson toward the bag, a step off.
See, that inside move right there, to me, is all it takes to shut down the running game at second base. Because the base runner, when are you going? When are you trying to steal third? When the pitcher picks up his foot. So if he shows you that inside move anytime early in the count, you can't go when he picks up his foot. You have to wait till he goes home, and then you'll get your best jump.
Johnny Gomes into the gap, and the Nats will take the lead. Worth is home to score. Espinosa to third base. There's RBI number 40 for Johnny Gomes, and the Nats are on the board.
And Jason Worth getting high fives from his teammates. A run early for the Nats. Nice piece of hitting right there. Taking an inside pitch, driving it the other way. You do something like that early in the game, you're showing everybody you got your A swing going. Hands inside the baseball, driving it the other way. Giving some love back to the dugout. A standing ovation from coach and the rest of his teammates. Good read by Danny Espinosa on the front side, too, seeing that ball was going to drop, knowing where his outfield is playing, and getting all the way to third.
And now Ramos could put the Nats up 2-0 with a fly ball. Here's where the young hitter needs to stay calm in a situation like this. And he will hit it hard. They're going to go for 2 and turn a 5-4-3. So Ramos excited, got it on the button. Diamondbacks get a break, and the Nats lead by 1. Diamondbacks 1-0 Washington. Time for the AFCEA sideline report. Visit AFCEA.org, the association for IT pros. Here's Debbie.
Well, Davey Johnson told me today that the Washington Nationals are the hardest working ball club he's ever managed, and he's managed 5 different teams.
I've never seen young players and old players work as hard to get prepared for a ball game. And that just is a tribute to the desire and the makeup of this team. It's no quit in it, and it's constantly, I mean, through the heat of the summer. I mean, they'd be down in that hot box, the cage, taking extra hitting, be out here early for extra hitting. It's almost I've had to actually sit on them and not let them work as hard.
Davey told me, too, that this weekend, winning those games has really been helpful to the guys. They're going to only get more confident, and that success is definitely something that hopefully is contagious. Guys, back to you.
Well, you know, the work has been there, FP, and now the results are starting to come out of all of that.
You know, I saw a quote today, and I wrote it down because I thought it was very apropos to what happened this weekend. It says, "Success is not a place which one arrives, but rather the spirit with which one undertakes and continues the journey." And I think that pretty much sums up what happened in this ballpark this weekend.
Line drive, and Desmond has no chance to grab it. Henry Blanco aboard, and the Diamondbacks have their second leadoff hit of the night. Blanco into that at bat, hitting .228. Henry's been around for a long time. He will have a birthday in 7 days. That'll see him turn 40. And next up will be Joe Saunders. Diamondbacks dealt Dan Herron to the Oakland A's July 25th of last year, and so Saunders came over with 3 pitchers: left-hander Patrick Corbin, right-hander Rafael Rodriguez, and left-hander Tyler Skaggs. He's a good hitter. He has 9 hits this year, but he pops up the bunt. Zimmerman, just for the sake of getting it over there, chancing the double play, but a nice first out. Buy 2, get 2. How about a couple of season tickets for next year, and you get 2 free? And if you place your deposit now for 2012, you get the rest of this season free. We have representatives standing by at 202-640-7990. That's 202-640-7990. And if you call right now and place a deposit, we'll throw in that free autographed baseball for you while supplies last. So here's Ryan Roberts, who singled to right field first time and then stole a base, his 15th of the year. There is a tight strike zone tonight from Brian Runge. Deadwater goes 2-0. Now there's a strike on the inside corner. And the Nats faced the Diamondbacks in Arizona early June. They had Stephen Drew. They had Xavier Nady at that time. But they've lost those 2 guys. And Drew, of course, with that fractured ankle, the big blow, their shortstop, one of their team leaders. And the Nats think something might be up on a 2-1 count, even with the catcher running at first base, because Ryan Roberts can really handle the bat. Count goes 2-2.
D-backs manager Kirk Gibson doing a fine job this year with his ball club, relaying some signs to his third base coach, Matt Williams.
Kirk Gibson named the interim manager July 1st of last year, went 34-49. Then they gave him the full-time job 6th manager in Arizona history. And he is signed through next year with an option for 13. Inside, Detweiler just missing. There are the Giants, a game and a half behind.
Pretty good staff, too. I get a feeling if you rolled Kirk Gibson, Don Baylor, Charles Nagy, Eric Young, Matt Williams, and Alan Trammell out there, you might be able to win a few ball games.
I think so. I think so.
Star-studded staff for the D-backs.
In the air to center. That'll be easy for Brian Bixler. Lights have taken effect here at 7:41 local time, and that's 2 outs.
There's Don Baylor on the left, Alan Trammell on the right.
Don Baylor, a former Masson colleague of ours, of course. And Alan Trammell, in my opinion, he did all the dirty work to prep that young Detroit Tigers organization for the great playoff runs they then made under Jim Leyland. And FP, I'm not sure he gets any credit for that. Certainly not enough.
Well, he's one of my boyhood idols growing up. Trammell and Whitaker. And how many times have I said that Ian Desmond and Danny Espinosa remind me of a young Trammell and Whitaker? They came up through the system together. They played all those years together in Detroit.
Alan Trammell hit .285 in his 20-year career with over 1,000 RBIs. That's in the air to left off the bat of Kelly Johnson, and quickly 0-2. And you talk about all those guys, Baylor, Trammell, Williams, and Eric Young, their first base coach, and Kirk Gibson. They wouldn't have a bad presence on the mound either with Charles Nagy, their pitching coach.
No, I would say a big reason why the Diamondbacks are in first place, because if you walk into that clubhouse and you see the resume of your coaching staff, you probably feel some heat to play hard every single day.
That's an easy liner for Danny Espinosa. And Ross Detweiler having 3 very good innings. He'll lead off bottom 3 ahead by a run. One nothing. Keep it going, guys. The Masson mobile word jumble is on the screen right now. Text jumble to 29292 to play tonight's game. If you unscramble the word correctly, you'll be a lot faster than some people in our truck, and you'll be entered to win great autographed Nats memorabilia. Stay tuned into our Nats games on Masson all week long. More chances to enter to win, and we thought we'd jumble things up for you tonight and have a little fun with that.
I got Goldschmidt. That's my first guess.
I have Garcia Parra. Here's Ross Detweiler, bottom of the 3rd, and Ross 1 for 8 as a hitter this year. How about 2 for 9, except the right fielder's playing to rob him the hit. So Justin Upton shallow. And Ross took a nice whack at that one. Ian Desmond to the plate.
A good weekend for Ian Desmond. A couple of big hits. We highlighted him in the open today. He's got to be feeling pretty good about his swing.
That was some swing yesterday. Down to the last strike were the Nats. his 5th of the year.
I'd say Friday night was more let's party after the game, kind of a fiesta atmosphere when Zim hit the walk-off grand slam, and yesterday just shocked you. I mean, down to the last strike battling. If you had to rank the two, I think when you're down to your last strike against a pitcher that has a 115 batting average against a minuscule ERA, he struck out the first 2 guys of the inning. He's got 2 strikes on the 3rd guy. You're thinking, okay, this game's over. Pretty good game. They battled tonight.
Yeah.
Today. And Desmond dropped the head on that slider down in, rode it out of the ballpark, and here we go again.
Ian Desmond hit 10 homers last year. 8 of them were here, and 4 of them were against the Atlanta Braves. So when he sees a lot of pitching from one team, he can do some things, and that's a breaking ball low and in. It's worth another look on a laser shot to left.
Down to the last strike. Not a bad pitch either. Look at that. Slider down and in. Just drops the head on it. Rides it out of the ballpark. And I'll tell you what. It was kind of a weird dynamic. It got very quiet and very loud at the same time in this ballpark.
Another ball over to the third baseman. High throw. And that 6'4" Paul Goldschmidt stays on the bag on the throw from Ryan Roberts.
We got to go get the ball because of the speed of Desmond. Throws a change up to first base. Pretty good stretch on the back end. Watch Desmond get out of the box. He's spilling a hit right here. Head down. Nothing to look at. A mistake that young players make is they look at the play. Once you see the guy field it, you know he's got the baseball. Put your head down and run. It'll slow you down if you're looking at the play.
Bases empty, 2 outs now for Brian Bixler. And Saunders leaving a breaking ball upstairs. By the way, Phillies so upset about that. They just got 3 early against the Mets as the Phils are back home tonight. The Braves are at the Cubs later. Jair Jurgens and Ryan Dempster. That ball game will be starting in about 20 minutes, and the Marlins are off tonight. And they probably need a break coming back from the West Coast, having lost 5 in a row. The Nats are a game and a half up on New York. Solidly in 3rd place at the moment, and a full 5 games up on Florida. But right now the battle is, you know, you pick your battles and you try to do what you can. And right now the objective is get back to that 500 mark ASAP and take the rest of the season from there. As we mentioned the other night, this is still the fastest ever the Nationals have been to 60 wins in a season.
Well, they're playing so good. You know what it made me do today?
You started looking at wild card stuff?
I did. 13 and a half back. And I haven't looked in a while because, you know, they're playing good baseball.
Yeah.
Trying to figure some things out for next year. Having a fantastic season. But they played so well this week, and I said, you know what? I'm going to peek at the wild card standings today. They're 13 and a half back. And there's 64 losses, only 4 losses different than the world champion San Francisco Giants.
Wow.
60.
3-2, and Bixler waves at a fastball up and away. Saunders takes care of the Nats. 1-2-3 in the 3rd. Along the banks of the Anacostia. Beautiful night for baseball. Home team on top. third inning. It is a wonderful tradition here at Nationals Park in Washington, D.C. We want to tell you about Labor Day weekend. It's coming up with a lot of fun, most notably September 3rd against the Mets. That'll be Saturday in the free post-game Lifehouse concert presented by Coca-Cola. There are tickets for the weekend starting at $10. So log on to nationals.com/Grand Slam and find out about it. There will be fireworks. There will be T-shirts. Ryan Zimmerman giveaway on, we're not giving away Ryan, but something that'll remind you of him on Sunday. It'll be a lot of fun with the Mets coming in. And then after the Mets are here, of all people, the Dodgers for 4. So other than this series and then the weekend in Cincinnati and the Dodgers, everything else against the East the rest of the way.
You said that like they're in the American League or something.
Well, I feel like they are. We never see these guys. Everybody I talk to, other broadcasters and people around baseball, they really like the old balanced schedule where you just played everybody twice.
I do too.
And of course, Interleague has altered that. Not to be lost in all of this, the fact that Ross Detweiler is throwing one very good baseball game so far. 3 innings, 32 pitches, 22 strikes, and he's 1-on-1 here on Justin Upton, and he's mixing up his speeds pretty well. That's a little pop-up right side. Michael Morse takes a look at the catcher. Ramos says it's all yours. That's a big, strong hitter neutralized on a weak little pop-up.
I think what he's doing best so far tonight is just attacking the strike zone, getting strike one. We saw the fastball 91 in the first inning. It's 93, 94, occasional 95 now. So Detweiler's getting loose.
Here's Chris Young, the center fielder, and Ross struck him out swinging first time. And speaking of the Dodgers, that's the team the Nats tied over the weekend in team ERA by getting themselves up to the number 5 spot in the National League at a very, very good 3.69 staff earned run average. I mean, did anybody really think the Nats were a top 5 pitching team going into the season? They are now. Michael Morse takes care of that.
They have been pretty much all season long. Maybe a little hiccup out of the All-Star break as a staff because of so many intense games in the first half where maybe some guys had to be perfect on the mound because the offense wasn't where it is right now. I think they settled down nicely. Levon's been pitching good. Ross Detweiler's been nice. Zimmerman's been good all year.
Paul Goldschmidt struck out swinging first time to lead off the second. That ball hit in the air to right. It'll back up Jason Worth just a bit. Well, that twilight time here doesn't matter the way Ross Detweiler's pitching. Here come the big guns. Ryan Zimmerman to lead off, then Michael Morse and Jason Worth. Detweiler, 40 pitches in 4 innings. Doesn't get any better. Johnny Gomes has an RBI hit, 40 RBIs, and Worth has a double. And the summary brought to you by Cox Wireless. Learn about their unbelievably fair wireless service and visit their new solution stores or log on to Cox.com.
After a ground out to short by Michael Morse, Jason Worth with a ringing double in the corner on a slider from Joe Saunders. Danny Espinoza walked, and Johnny Gomes staying hot. RBI single into right. That's the Nats' run of this game. Fired everybody up in the dugout, and I think you're seeing Johnny Gomes starting to settle down with some at-bats. The game is starting to slow down for Johnny Gomes.
Ryan Zimmerman hit the ball deep to right center first time, and he pinned Chris Young up near that scoreboard about 385 away. Ryan still 4 for 7 career against Saunders with a homer, 3 RBIs. And that's strike one. Saunders threw 35 pitches, 19 in the zone. A run on 2 hits, 1 walk, and a double play. If you missed it, Ryan Zimmerman, co-player of the week with San Diego's Nick Hundley, who hit 500 last week. Up the middle, well placed, looks like a hit. Zimmerman gets to first with no play. And he's now hit safely in 27 of his last 28 games. Let's check our league leaders from Hollywood Casino, Charlestown Races. How about that highest average in August, FP? This guy is hot.
403, and that's the 27th game in a row that Ryan Zimmerman has reached base.
You can enjoy VIP seats, MVP eats every game day at the all-new Skybox Sports Bar, Hollywood Casino, Charlestown Races, West Virginia. Here's Morse. Michael first time up, ground ball to short, tagged out at first. Michael, by the way, the ultimate night owl, hitting nearly 350 in night games this year, and that's the best mark of any hitter in the National League. .368 coming in since the All-Star break. Not a lot of success against Saunders. 2 for 11 with 1 RBI. Ooh, fastball inner half, and he was ripping.
Ryan Zimmerman's been on base so many games in a row, it's hard to keep track anymore. It's 28 games in a row he's reached first base. That's impressive.
Yeah, that takes you back to about 2.5 weeks into July. Michael jumps back from that one inside, 2-2. Morse has an interesting going against the National League West this year. He's averaging an RBI every 4 at-bats against Arizona, San Francisco, Colorado, San Diego, LA. Not easy to do against this Arizona ball club. Second best ERA in baseball since the All-Star break at 2.5 runs a game when they win. But look what, when they lose, they lose. I mean, 7 point. But that's 2.52. One of the reasons why they're so good in one-run games. So you beat them, you usually blow them out. Off-speed pitch, and Michael got it right off the end of the bat. Top of the hour here at Nationals Park in Washington, D.C. Beautiful night. And when this game started 53 minutes ago, it was 80 degrees. Nights are falling a little earlier now here as we get to the end of August. And the Nats trying to go 5-2 this homestand and win their 37th game at home.
Pretty good rip right there. That 3-2 change up the pitch before that, and Joe Sanders goes right back to the fastball.
Looking out toward the Blue Ridge Mountains to the west of us. Look at that.
I'll tell you what, today was probably one of the nicest days we've had since the season started. Just perfect.
Runner goes on 3-2. Morris takes ball 4. 2 on, nobody out. That's a really good at bat by Michael Morris. Only his 26th walk of the year, but FP, his on-base percentage, flirting with .375 right now.
He just keeps fouling off tough pitches with 2 strikes, buying himself more chances. I was telling Mark Grace, the Diamondbacks color analyst, before the game, I said, Gracie, you did this as a horse for 4 days. He does a great job of fouling off tough pitches with 2 strikes, borderline pitches, but you can't really wait around and see if they're going to be strikes or not. He fouls them off. He buys himself another shot. A lot of times he'll leave it right out over the plate, and that's when he does his damage.
Here's Worth, who had that ringing double down into the left field corner first time. And he scored on the base hit by Johnny Gomes after the walk to Danny Espinosa. Six hits, 5 games. And low in the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. That ball drilled by Worth, deep right field. It is gone. 4-0 Washington. Jason Worth's 15th of the year. The RBI total jumps up to 48.
Around the Nats dugout right now. Everybody fired up, but that is big league hitting, folks. You hit a slider your first time up for a double. Do you think you're going to get that pitch again? No. So where do you go? You sit fastball. Jason Worth got a fastball out over the plate, and I'll tell you what, the ball is not carrying here tonight. The wind is blowing in. It's a cool night, and to get one out the other way, you really got to hit it.
So Jason Worth, 6 total bases tonight. More importantly, the RBIs and the Nats have a 4-run cushion for Ross Detweiler, as Danny Espinosa now takes a couple and it snowballs 2 strikes. That's the Nationals' 117th homer of the year. And Saunders has given up his 22nd. He gives up a lot of solo homers, but when you get in for a shot like that, you've really done something.
We'll credit Ryan Zimmerman and Michael Morse for setting the table.
It's a fastball up, and the count's back even now, 2-2. So the Phillies lead the Mets 5-0. Nats lead the D-backs 4-0. And life here at home is pretty good right now.
So a slider for a double is first time up, and that's how you hit the major leagues. You eliminate pitches. You have success with one pitch, then you go somewhere else. And Jason Worth all over that fastball the other way. And trust me, that ball was absolutely tattooed. On a warm night, that might have been upper deck.
You know, as we mentioned, that's 15 feet over that scoreboard. No cheapies out there. Espinosa scorches it. Great pick by Ryan Roberts. And out at first on a good pick by Goldschmidt at the other end. That's some big league defense right there.
I've been watching Ryan Roberts all night. He's playing a very deep third base. That allows him to get to this baseball that was smoked off the bat of Danny Espinosa. Quick to his feet, gets up, and how about that pick on the back end? Goldschmidt known for his bat, maybe not so much his glove, but he picked up his team and his teammate right there with a nice play on the backside. You see the reaction from Roberts. Points over to his first baseman and says, I'll give you half of that out.
Johnny Gomes will hit one hard foul.
Some good hacks in this inning, I'll tell you what.
Yes, sir. Johnny goes right center first time for his RBI. Number 40 on the year, his 9th as a net. Johnny evidently holding on a breaking ball, and Marvin Hudson agrees. Two. Gomes on a pitch fading away, strikes out.
Well, let's check out the pitch sequence that Jason Worth led up to that home run. So we talked about it already. Slider your first time up, you're not going to see that pitch, so just throw it out the window. First pitch fastball, second pitch fastball, 1-1 fastball, so 3 heaters in a row. And that's the pitch that Jason Worth was sitting on. So you eliminate pitches, you look for something in the zone, and you get it. You see the results. That's how you hit at the major league level.
Pitch Track brought to you by Verizon, America's largest and most reliable wireless network. Wilson Ramos hit the ball hard into a 5-4-3 double play first time, with runners at first and third. First pitch swinging back in the second. And severely jammed. He follows that one back 0-2. Off speed, he waits for it and hits it beautifully up the middle. Wilson Ramos is now hitting over .305 in his last 16 games.
That's what 8-hole hitters are supposed to do. Turn over the lineup with 2 outs. Look at the swing from Wilson Ramos. Fooled a little bit, kept his hands back nicely, kept his head behind the baseball, and stays through it. Didn't roll over it, kept the bat head in the strike zone for a long time, and got himself a knock.
And that's our Jeep Exmo, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram summer clearance event. Offers that won't last long. Check them out as soon as you can. How about tomorrow at your local dealership? Here's Detweiler, who lined out to right on a good swing first time up. But Wilson Ramos gets the pitcher in the box here in the 4th. He takes another good swing. Come on, that's just not fair. Big inning, though, for the Nats. Zimmerman, the bouncing base hit, Morse the walk, and Jason Worth, his 135th career home run opposite field. The Nats lead by 4. and Teddy nowhere to be found. Usually a quick starter and horrible finisher. And tonight we had quite a battle right down to the wire. Look at Tall Tom on your left. President number 3 breaking the tape first.
That's taunting.
They're dancing in the streets in Charlottesville right now. And there's a beautiful sunset down there as well. Welcome back to the booth, high atop Nationals Park. And from our view up here, I like what I'm seeing from Ross Detweiler. And these guys are swinging some bats with confidence right now.
And swinging the bat's good, but for Ross Detweiler, very aggressive, attacking the strike zone, strike one to everybody, get on top of that fastball, not afraid of contact. And 91 the first inning, 93, 94 right now. So liking what you're seeing. Now he's got a cushion. You don't have to worry so much. I don't think he has tonight, but you got a 4-run cushion. Just go out there and throw some strikes and let your defense work. And
at this stage of a ball game, that's not something we've said a whole lot about National starters this year. 1-0, 2-1, 4-0. That's pretty unusual, and it's a good thing.
Yeah, and it's all because of one swing from Jason Worth. I mean, he's been heating up lately. We talked in the open about the clutch at-bats late. You know, battling to your last at-bat, maybe not having a lot to show for the day, but getting some big hits late. And today for Jason Worth, he got a big hit early.
Top of the 5th rolls around. And for the D-backs, it'll be 6, 7, and 8 with Cody Ransom leading off. Struck out looking first time. Detweiler's 3rd strikeout victim, and that's okay. He doesn't have any more. He's averaging 10 pitches per frame. Straight change outside 2-0. Detweiler has an interesting career history about innings. In the first 3 innings career, and he's made 33 games, 23 starts. He has an ERA of 2.61, but from innings number 4 on, it's a little scary, up near 8. So he got a 1-2-3 in the 4th, and it'll be interesting to see how long he can sustain this really good pitching that he's showing us tonight. That'll be a pop-up left side. Ryan Zimmerman with a long run, and he'll take it right next to his catcher. He went about 90 feet, and Ramos went 15 and said, "It's all yours, Gold Glover." Let's have a look at our upcoming schedule. Diamondbacks here tomorrow night. You talk about a pitching matchup. How about Jordan Zimmerman and Ian Kennedy tomorrow night? Kennedy's 15-4. Lee Vaughn and Daniel Hudson Wednesday. John Lannon, Wade Miley Thursday. Then it's on to Cincinnati for the Nats, and then Atlanta. Catch all the action with Xfinity only from Comcast. Your home for the most live sports. Get Xfinity. Call 1-800-XFINITY. Ryan Zimmerman showing great range on that pop-up. Here's Colin Cowgill.
You think when Kirk Gibson was making out the lineup today for the D-backs, he said, "We need more Cowgill"?
Why don't you call Will Ferrell and ask him? Surely you have his text number, don't you? That is a tough, talented, serious baseball man right there. Two balls and 2 strikes.
I just love the video of the '84 World Series where Kirk Gibson's coming up against the Padres, and Goose Gossage is on the mound. There's a conference on the mound, and they want to pitch around him. And Goose says, "I want a piece of him." And Sparky looks at him in the on-deck circle and says, "They're going to pitch to you." And then he goes deep upper tank in Tiger Stadium to clinch it for the Tigers, and both hands in the air, run around the bases. I'll never forget that. Great moment in baseball.
Yep.
And he's had a few of them.
Well, the homer against Eckersley as a Dodger, amazing. Up the middle, to Hopper. Desmond from right behind the bag. And the outs just keep on coming. Let's have a look at our PNC minor league report. Solutions that help you achieve your financial goals. PNC for the achiever in you. So tonight, Steven Strasburg back on the mound at Hagerstown against those crawdads of Hickory. And a couple of hits, couple of runs, one of them earned, and a 6-1 strikeout, 2-walk performance. And again, FP, you know, we talked about this last time, the numbers secondary to how Steven is feeling right now, and we'll find out more about that tomorrow.
Yeah, Mike Rizzo was there, Mark Lerner was there, everybody on hand to check it out. So yeah, how he comes out of it's the only thing that matters right now. And Steve McCaddy had to talk with him, said, hey, it's not about results right now. This is about getting your work in and getting back to where you were when you were healthy before. I think for Steven Strasburg, when you haven't played for so long, in his defense, he wants to go down there and strike everybody out because he's that kind of competitor. Get his mechanics perfect. But this is all about just getting healthy and getting back to the big leagues. And I think, you know, Steve McCaddy's making him aware of that. Everybody's letting him know, hey, we just want you back here in D.C. That's the only thing that matters.
Bases empty, 2 outs as Detwater throws a 1-2 fastball upstairs. Henry Blanco with a solid base hit to left first time, one of only 2 Arizona knocks. The other led off the ball game by Ryan Roberts, pardon me. He never got beyond second base. And a fly ball to left. Long run for Johnny Gomes and Desmond as well. And Zimmerman got a glove on it, and it popped right out to a fan for an easy catch.
I thought he and Desmond had a beat on that ball, but Ryan Zimmerman went a long, long way. And usually this is the shortstop's baseball. He's got the angle on it. He's coming over. You see, one guy's facing the ball. The other guy's got the over-the-shoulder catch. But I guarantee you that Ryan Zimmerman will tell you that I could have made that play. He had it in his glove, and I guarantee you, when you get to the track like that, you can hear footsteps.
Yeah.
The track is hard, and I'm sure you heard Ian Desmond getting close.
And you can tell by the replay, nobody was able to call that ball. We're told, by the way, that's the first ball in history that ever touched the pocket of Ryan Zimmerman's glove and didn't stay there.
He went a long way for that. I mean, you know what sometimes I used to do is call the ball just so I could get the traffic out of the way. Even if I didn't think I had it, I would just say, I got it, I got it, I got it. So now I took all the worry out of crashing into somebody out of the pitcher.
And that was as shortstop as usual because you had the angle?
Yes, or in center field going into gaps. Sometimes you don't know if you have it for sure, but you just call it so you don't have to worry about anything.
Well, Ross Detwater just throwing free and easy. Blanco doing well to foul some of these pitches off, as the number 8 hitter tries to stay alive here in the top of the 5th inning. Nationals on top 4-0, and Henry Blanco will make him work harder and longer than any other Arizona hitter tonight. And that'll be low and inside, 3-2.
Pitch number 60, 96 miles an hour.
So after averaging 10 pitches per inning, he'll go at least 20 here, thanks to this long AB. That one will play. Johnny Gomes is under it, left center, and another great inning for Ross Detwater. He has been outstanding through 5, and the Nats lead 4-0. by Verizon Wireless, America's largest and most reliable wireless network, and by BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
A perfect evening here at Nats Park. A pretty good score, too. The Nats are leading this one 4-0 as we move to the bottom of the inning. Now, Tony Tarasco is the Nationals' roving outfield instructor, and he's the guy that's been helping Bryce Harper make the transition from a catcher to an outfielder, and he likes what he's seen so far.
He's not scared to run into a wall. He's not scared to dive. He's backing up bases, you know, and he wants to be in the game. He's constantly, you know, he walks around in the outfield. He's not one of those guys who just sits still and just like, you know, he moves around and he wants action. So that's one thing that you look for in an outfielder is who wants the ball.
Tony told me, too, that he is really impressed with the work ethic that Bryce has shown. He's so mature for his age, and he said it's really been amazing for him to see. And by the way, Bryce's brother Brian made his professional debut today, pitching in a game in the Gulf Coast League. He threw 1 inning, and he had 2 ground ball outs, and a strikeout. So he's doing pretty well. That was in Jupiter, Florida, Bob.
Thank you, Debbie. And Tony Tarasco is a man F.P. Santangelo knows very well.
He used to sit next to me and wear me out just like he's doing to Lance Nix.
Likes to talk baseball, eh?
He likes to talk, period. Great guy, great teammate. It's good to see him in the clubhouse yesterday. He was telling me about all the prospects of the minor league, talking about Michael Taylor and how he's going to be a center fielder some here in Natstown someday, and going over all the prospects. But I'll tell you what, one of the best teammates I ever had right there on the left, Tony Tarasco.
I've always liked him as a player. Fun to watch. Here's Brian Bixler after Desmond goes out quickly, bottom of the 5th. Bixler has bounced out in front of the plate and struck out swinging. Brian is 11 for 60 on the year. Doesn't get more than 1 at bat, hardly ever. Made a really nice running play in left field to help save a game for the Nats against the Reds last week. He can fly, so he's a good pinch runner. He's had a few pinch hits. 3 for 15 with an RBI in that department. Ryan Zimmerman is next. Bixler with a base hit to left field. Nice job of turning on that one. And he's 1 for 3 with his 12th hit of the year.
Nice job of barreling up that baseball. Better job of setting the table for the big boys coming up. Zimmerman, Morrison, Worth. Getting the pitch out over the plate. No stride. Very short, compact swing. So we'll keep an eye on Bixler if he decides to steal. But he is on base for the heart of the order.
Ryan Zimmerman 1 for 2 with that bouncing hit up the middle. He's now hitting close to 420 in his last 28 games, failing to hit in only 1 of them safely.
He's just getting to that point where you really don't even need stats anymore. It's all you have to say is he's really good. The same thing with a pitcher like Roy Halladay. Yeah, he's good. Pretty much sums it up. I mean, he's locked in. He's doing everything well.
He's starting to sound like Pat Corrales. Few words describing everything.
He's good.
Can they turn the 4-6-3? Bixler goes after the shortstop. And a good pick there by Paul Goldschmidt, who has impressed us with his glove work at first base. Nats are done in the 5th. 4-0 Washington. 80 degrees at the ballpark, probably mid-70s tonight, and it is gorgeous. Nice. Top of the 6th, and we'll tell you about that buy two, get two free. We're talking about something a lot bigger than fries. We're talking season tickets for next year. Place a deposit now, you get the rest of this season free. And of course, that's a Marlins, Dodgers, Mets, D-backs, you name it, they'll be here. Call now. We have reps standing by at 202-640-7990. 202-640-7990. We'll throw in an autographed baseball for you while supplies last. Down 4-0. Joe Saunders leads off for Kirk Gibson, top of the 6th inning. Tried to bunt first time and popped it up to Zimmerman. And as I mentioned right before that, he's a pretty good hitter. 9 for 45 on the year and a 155 career batter, despite not spending that much time in the National League. Pass ball up, deep short. That's going to be a hit. No chance for Zim to cut it off. No chance for Desmond. Only the 3rd entry in the Arizona box score tonight. 2 hits from their bottom guys. And then Ryan Roberts. So it's been a very quiet night for 2 through 7. Thanks to Ross Detweiler. Back up to the top, Ryan Roberts.
Third time around is always a key.
Roberts drills it right center. Worth is stalking it, and he's there to grab it.
A pretty good jump by Jason Worth going in the gap. And a pretty good throw from right center field to strike all the way to Michael Morris. He didn't have a shot at Saunders.
He wants double figures in assists.
I just saw Saunders wandering off a little bit, checking him out right there. Does a little spin, pirouettes, little ballerina move right on the money to Morris from deep right center field.
Hey, if you fall asleep on Jason Worth, he'll pick you off, double you off. And if he's on offense, he'll steal third on you. That's a high strike to Kelly Johnson, who has flied to left and lined out to second. We like it when our guys move guys off the plate. What does he follow it up with? The breaking ball down. Zimmerman, or rather Morris. No chance to get it back. Gosh, Michael played it so well, I thought he was the other guy. That's a good pick on a hard hit ball, so that's a 3-6 fielder's choice.
So third time around the lineup. Roberts with a hard hit ball. Johnson with a hard hit ball. Give Ross Detweiler credit. He is still attacking the strike zone, but you're seeing some better at bats all of a sudden out of the Diamondbacks.
Only 4 ground ball outs tonight, but that's okay. He's got that mid-90s stuff going too that can overpower hitters and have them popping it up. It's been Upton victimized by that twice. Once to center and once to the first baseman foul. A little flare to left center, hanging up, and nobody can get there. Over to third base with 2 outs, Kelly Johnson. 2 hits in the inning for the D-backs, first time tonight.
So what happens when you have 25 home runs and 35 doubles and you take a big swing? The outfielders break back. Watch Brian Bixler right here in center field. He took a couple steps back, then had to correct and come in. Johnny Gomes froze too, so anytime you see a guy with big numbers take a big swing, your first instinct is to go backwards.
Now the key spot in the ball game for the D-backs so far is a Chris Young at bat with runners at the corners. 2 outs here in the 6th. Steve McCaddy will visit the mound.
That's a good trip right here. This pitcher has 70 pitches, given up a couple of hard hit balls this inning. Had a blooper drop in there. All of a sudden, he's got a high stress inning out of the middle of nowhere. Go out there, talk to him, give him a blow, see how he's feeling. Maybe go over the game plan for the hitter you're going to face.
John Mayberry has hit his 11th homer of the year. Now the Phillies lead the Mets 5-0 as Henry Rodriguez starts throwing for the Nats. Detweiler just now arriving at the 70 pitch mark. His last time out in 6 long innings against the Reds in that 2-1 loss, he threw 103. So in his 4 starts, he's gone 78, 66, 84, and 103. And he's pitched at least 5 innings every time. And that 6 against Cincinnati, the deepest he has gone. Third base, Kelly Johnson. First base, Justin Upton. And Chris Young takes low, ball 1. They want to jam him here. And the fastball's up and in. Chris Young with his 0 for 2 tonight, 0 for 5 career against Ross Detweiler. Low batting average in the 230 range, but he's hit 17 home runs. And that's a great off-speed pitch to have him out ahead. Let's have a look on the kinetic pitch track.
Yeah, check out the 2-1 pitch from Detweiler. Just taking a little off. A little change up right there, 85 miles an hour.
And he was right on that one. Straight back goes the 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
We talk about it all the time. A swing like that usually buys you a different pitch. Chris Young just missed that fastball from Detweiler. He was on it.
And a breaking ball stays up and away, filling the count. Justin Upton, great speed at first base. He'll be on the move here. Michael Morse continues to hold him. Nats lead by 4 here, top of the 6th. And the bases are loaded. That's Detweiler's first walk of the night. And he'll be facing a hitter in Paul Goldschmidt, who is 0 for his last 11. Strikeout, fly ball tonight. But he's big and strong, and he is the tying run.
So what did Young get after fouling that fastball straight back? He got a curveball and a changeup, both for balls.
And a bouncer to Zimmerman. He has to back up to Espinoza. And the top of the 6th is over. Diamondbacks have stranded 5 runners. It'll be Michael Morse, Jason Worth, and then Danny straight ahead. contributes $50 to support the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Washington, D.C. So to date, 376 walks, getting close to $19,000. And Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthy and more active lifestyle. Bottom of the sixth, Michael Morse is 0 for 1 with a walk and that run scored. Broken bat, it's heading for the gap, but Chris Young is over to grab it. Here comes Jason Worth, the hitting star for the Nats tonight.
Yeah, first time up, Jason Worth from Joe Saunders. A little slider down and in. Drops the head right on it for a double. So what do you look for your next time up? A fastball. Gets one out over the plate, stays inside of it nicely, drives it the other way for his 15th home run of the year. So now, I don't know where you look. A slider first time up, fastball your second time up. Maybe go to a different location and look in when you hit a ball hard the other way and they go in with the first pitch.
It's in there to Worth. Double in the second, pulled down the line, opposite field, 3-run homer in the fourth. So Worth has hit just under half of his home runs here, 7 of 15. Danny Espinosa with a walk, 0 for 1 is next. Inner half, and Jason Worth was all over it. Now the Nats box will show you some production from the middle of the order tonight with Zimmerman, Worth, and then some other guys chipping in base hits as well, including Johnny Gomes driving in the first run of the game back in the second. Jason Worth has walked 62 times this year, 7th most in the league. And here comes a payoff pitch. He'll go down and get it. That is a fair ball. Roberts a bouncer to Goldschmidt. And Ryan Roberts is putting on a nice display of third base defense himself.
I mean, the range over there. Watch how deep he plays. And Jason Worth didn't get out of the box great, but Roberts taking his time, getting on top of the baseball, giving a nice long hop to Goldschmidt at first base. Anytime you go into foul territory as a third baseman, you really got to fight to get on top of the baseball and get that four-seam rotation across the diamond. If you throw it side arm, it'll run up the line.
And you played on that hard surface in Montreal and other ballparks. That's a throw a lot of guys used to employ on the AstroTurf on plays like that.
Man, you had to throw it on the turf itself and not the pit. If it hit in the dirt, sometimes it would take a tricky hop. So for Roberts right there on the natural surface, you just throw that ball so it hops on the grass and doesn't get past the cut. If it gets in the cut and gets in the dirt, then the ball gets live.
So here's Danny Espinosa, who was the other guy robbed by Roberts on a hot shot over the bag. Should have been a double. Johnny Gomes is next. Breaking ball outside, 2-1. Saunders, by the way, due to bat fourth if it goes that far in the top of the seventh. This could be it for him, down by 4. And a good eye by Danny, not even biting on that changeup way outside.
Espinosa with the big day yesterday. The home run, 3 hits. He said that last at-bat off the ledge, the shadows definitely played a role. He was having trouble picking up the baseball.
Out of play right side. By the way, I forgot to mention on that Nationals box score, 2 of the best swings of the night. Ross Detweiler. 2 line drives right at the right fielder. Everybody getting in on the act of swinging the bats well these days.
Remember the big rain delay, sat around for an hour and some change. Danny Espinosa walks up. Michael Schwimmer, his big league debut, second pitch as a big leaguer, gone. And I don't know what he was pointing at. Maybe he was trying to tell the guys in the truck that a ball's coming right at you. The truck's out beyond the center field wall. He was pointing up in the air, but that was a homer. Talk about fortuitous rain delays. I would say,
oh yeah,
yesterday's ranks right up there. Because Roy Halladay was in the groove. He had his rhythm. He was hitting all his spots. All his pitches were for strikes. All of a sudden, a couple runs early, but he had really settled down. And then all of a sudden the rains came. He was done. And that's did what they do best all season long: fight and come back and win a ball game.
Danny Espinosa does just that to extend the 6th inning. Good at bat by him. Johnny Gomes coming up. AT&T trivia. Nats' 10th walk-off win of the season. Only the Royals have more. And Johnny Gomes did it with his left elbow. So the Nats rack up 2 in 1 weekend to get to 10.
Walk-off weekend.
I have a feeling there will be one other trivia fact to go with that. Johnny Gomes has 40 RBIs on the year, 9 as a National.
That was almost a balk by Joe Saunders. I mean, you get the 45-degree angle, and I think he might have caught a cleat or something, but he darn near stepped straight toward home plate on that pickoff throw to first.
And then he kind of walked around like he was waiting for something to be called. Ripping is Gomes. Up the middle and right to the bag. Kelly Johnson. Nats have stranded only 3 runners tonight. And if that doesn't have popcorn and butter all over, don't even send it up here. Ross Detweiler going to throw his 80th pitch here in a moment, and pitching really well. No runs on 4 hits. So we talked about the Nats' 10th walk-off win when Johnny Gomes was hit on the elbow by a pitch. Only Kansas City with more.
Oh, I thought it was going to be the word scramble again.
Franchise record is 15 by the 88 Expos.
Well, that's just a product of playing a lot of close games at home, obviously, and finding a way to win them.
It can be exhilarating and it could be heartbreaking. I saw a stat on Saturday after the Cubs walked off against St. Louis that the Cardinals have had 12 walk-off losses this year.
I mean, it can go either way. Nothing brings a team together more than that whole jumping around on home plate thing in front of your home fans. I'm telling you what.
Bad ball by Cody Ransom, scorched, and Desmond grabs it for the first out.
He grabbed it for a little bit at least. Had it long enough for an out. Line drive hit very hard off the bat of Ransom. Desmond going to throw it around.
Take your time. Here's Colin Cowgill. Micah Owings is warming up now for the D-backs as they inch their way down toward that number 9 spot in their lineup. Cal Gillis hit the ball to Desmond twice, 2 ground balls. And Ross Detweiler's going to pick that one and run it over to Michael Morse. Nicely done. We have a variation on our back-to-school drive presented by PNC Bank, and now that we've collected supplies here at the ballpark, you can take them to a PNC branch bank August 22nd through the 27th and receive 2 tickets to a game in September. All donations benefit public schools in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia while supplies last. So that's today through Saturday, and I have no idea to venture a guess on that one. Henry Blanco 1 for 2.
Lyle Overbay moves into the on-deck circle for the Diamondbacks. Huge double in the 9th inning in Philadelphia the other night to beat Roy Halladay.
One ball and 1 strike to Blanco. Change up outside. Ross Detweiler due to bat second after the 7th inning stretch. Furthest he's been in a big league game this year by 2 outs. Just make sure he doesn't get in too much of a hurry to end this 7th inning and fly open. He'll throw a strike and it scoots foul. The count goes full.
Pitch number 90 coming from Ross Detweiler.
This would be a great time to end those 7 innings, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Ross's career record 3-12 with a 4.31 ERA. 24th career start, 34th overall appearance, and this one might be the best ever. In the air, deep left field. Gomes is watching it, and Arizona is on the board. He fell behind the number 8 hitter, got the count back full, and Blanco has his 6th homer of the year.
Sixth home run for Blanco, 9th RBI, and he was flirting with that swing all night long. He flew out to left field his last time up. Had a couple of good hacks off Detweiler, got a single his very first time, and you see the 3-2 pitch from Detweiler, 93 miles an hour up. And Henry Blanco, a.k.a. Hank White, strikes with his 6th home run of the year.
The Diamondbacks only have one right-handed batter on their bench, and that's Willie Bloomquist, who's 1 for 14 as a pinch hitter this year. So they go lefty-lefty here, down by 3 runs, and well, Detweiler just wants to get it out and finish off a 1-run 7-inning outing. After Saunders goes 6 and gives the Nats 4 runs on 6 hits, walking 3, striking out 2, double play balls and giving up a home run. Breaking ball up the middle. Espinosa's got a scoot, and he loses connections with the ball trying to make that throw. Now with the top of the order coming up, could that be it? Here comes Davy Johnson.
I think the speed of that ball fooled Ross Detweiler for a minute. Able the ball to get up the middle, and Dan Espinoza couldn't make the play. Didn't have a lot of time. He had to hurry. Double switch, it looks like.
So Ross Detweiler will go 6 2/3. He'll come up just 1 out short of getting his ball club at least into the 8th inning, and he's in line for a nice greeting from this crowd in Washington tonight. Now the call to the bullpen is packaged by the UPS store. We love logistics. Well done, Ross Detweiler tonight. Rodriguez can now go ahead and shut down the D-backs in the 7th. A lot of baseball left in this one tonight. The copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Washington Nationals. Double switch for the Nats. Leading off, actually batting 2nd in the bottom of the 7th, will be Rick Ankiel. In the number 9 spot, Brian Bixler has moved over to left, replacing Johnny Gomes. So the pitcher, Rodriguez, is batting 7th. It's a pretty good defensive trio out there in the outfield. And Rodriguez misses with a fastball up. Tying runs in the on-deck circle here with some outs yet to get. Roberts tonight 1 for 3, base hit the opposite way. He's flied out to center, lined out hard to right. And with Kelly Johnson on deck, the Nats just need that last out. Get this thing to the stretch.
One thing about these Diamondbacks, they'll fight you. And that's how they've won so many ball games this year. 35 comeback wins. They're tied with the Brewers for 2nd most in baseball.
This is a big pitch. Kelly Johnson tying run next. 3-1 here. And Rodriguez walks the tying run into the batter's box. Kelly Johnson has 18 homers this year, 49 RBIs. And now the Nats bullpen phone has rung again.
You know, whether Henry Rodriguez is going to be the guy next year or not, you talk about Clippard and Storn for 8 and 9. And Nats can find a lockdown guy for the 7th inning. You're talking about playing 6-inning baseball games all season long. That's quite a luxury to have.
That is high in the zone for a strike to Johnson, who's 0 for 3.
Lockdown guy in the 7th, lockdown guy in the 8th, lockdown guy in the 9th. You're winning a lot of baseball games. With the changeup right there. Just missed.
Yeah. Sometimes those fool umpires too, but it did appear to be a bit outside. And he's late for that one, and that was 91. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That's the same changeup he threw 3 times to Joey Votto the other night from Cincinnati, and right now I think it's his best pitch.
Kind of like a secret weapon when you think about everything else he throws.
He's got a good feel for it. I'd throw it again.
He goes fastball 98 and not even close. And there's danger lurking if you get this thing into the number 3 hitter, Justin Upton, who has an amazing slugging percentage since the All-Star break. Rodriguez jams him on a pitch down low. Espinosa has it, and the Diamondbacks will settle for 1 on the Blanco solo homer. Time to stretch. 4-1 Nats. In 2/3 innings, 6 hits, a run, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Well done. Joe Saunders giving up 4 and 3 of them on the Worth home run. Game summary brought to you by Cox Wireless. Learn about their unbelievably fair service now provided by Cox. Stop by the Solution Store or log on to Cox.com.
Devil had a good fastball going tonight, but he also had a good curve, and he used it when he needed some strikeouts. You see it right there. Another one right there. And then when he needed some contact, he got that too. A little fastball to Cody Ransom on the inner half. This is a big at-bat right here. Goldschmidt up, bases loaded. High stress situation, gets the ground ball out. So another nice outing from Ross Detweiler.
Yes, sir, and he's in line for his 2nd win of the year, 4th of his big league career. So the Nats have Saunders out of the game, who is 5-1 with a 2.40 road ERA his last 7 starts. And he will give way to Micah Owings, who pitched in 51 games for the D-backs during the time 07-08 before moving on to Cincinnati. And then the D-backs signed him as a minor league free agent in January. Ramos tossing the bat. Look out. Man, that thing was in the air a long time. Past the outfield end of the dugout and about 8 to 9 rows up.
If you ever come to a ball game and a bat's coming right at you, just get out of the way. Don't try to catch it, because it can do some serious damage. You put your hands up or your arms up, it can break your arms. Obviously, it can hurt your face. Just get out of the way. Too many times do we see people try to catch the bat. Don't try to catch it, just duck.
Ramos with a solid base hit up the middle last time. Double play before that, so he's 1 for 2. Rick Ankiel will have his first AB in a moment. The Nats have a chance to move even further ahead of New York now as they trail 8-0 in the 6th inning at Philadelphia. Braves have a couple of runs in the 4th inning at Chicago. Freddie Freeman has hit his 18th homer.
Freddie Freeman won the game for the Braves yesterday with his defense. 1-0 win. Tim Hudson pitching great. Went back on a foul ball down the right field line, turned around and threw a strike to home plate.
Ramos called out on strikes, and he looked surprised by the call of Brian Runge. Kinetic pitch track will tell the tale.
What does Mr. Pitch Track have to say?
Outside by plenty.
Wow.
Nationals Pitch Track brought to you by Kinetic North America, providing world-class technology to our national and homeland security customers. Not many in the crowd of nearly 20,000 thought that was a strike either. Rick Ankiel, a couple of hits yesterday, finished the Philadelphia series 2 for 14. Ryan Matthews still throwing. So maybe up by 3. Matthews gets the 8th inning assignment. It's a little closer, probably Clippard, but there are still auditions taking place this stage of the season. Ankiel has that fastball by him. 2-2. Rick Ankiel scorching one to center and grabbed on the speed of Chris Young. Well played, 2 outs, bases empty. And the top of the order coming with Ian Desmond. You can see every Nationals game live on demand on your computer or your favorite device. It's MLB.tv. Visit Nationals.com for details and to order. And then you can check it all out and take us with you everywhere you go. Ian Desmond, 2 ground balls to third, fly ball to right, 0 for 3 tonight. Ball 2. I wonder if Henry Blanco had something to say about that first pitch. And
there's a little conversation going on between Brian Runge and Henry Blanco right now. Have a little chat. Runge walked all the way around to the front of home plate after that first pitch.
Nearly 40-year-old catcher who's been around for a long time at the major league level. He gets the so-called automatic one. Henry Blanco's first year in the big leagues was the Dodgers in '97. Front door, strike 2.
Well, Blanco's been around because he can catch and throw. When you talk about Montero and Blanco, the tandem for the D-backs, and they've thrown out 37.7% of attempted base stealers. That's the best mark in the majors.
Desmond with a nice swing. Goldschmidt at 6'4" gets a piece of it, and Ian Desmond has his first base hit tonight. He has really experienced some success going the other way here.
He's letting the ball travel, going the other way. Look how deep he's letting that ball get. I mean, he basically took that right out of Henry Blanco's glove. So now every single Nats position player has reached first base. It started this game.
Brian Bixler, base hit last time. Clean single to left. Hey, you're up by 3, 2 outs. Let's see how the count goes. As Davey Johnson may like to apply a little hit and run and maybe a knockout punch here in the 7th inning.
And Ian Desmond would like to get off number 20. He's been stuck there since,
it's been a while.
I think since the Nats played the Orioles when he had a couple of stolen bases in one game.
Bixler takes a strike and the count's even. Phillies now lead the Mets 10-0, 6th inning. And a ball game like that can really rack your bullpen when it's the first game of a series. Phillies taking it out on the Mets. Their frustrations from here. It's okay with us. Way outside. So here comes your 2-1 count. With the runner moving, and there's your swing by Bixler, and the count's even 2-2.
Generally speaking, with 2 outs, you'll take 1 strike for a base runner, but you're not going to take 2. Ian Desmond had a heck of a jump right there. You see the foul ball off the mask of Henry Blanco. I'm sure that's happened a few times in his career. But you never want to take 2 strikes to get a guy in scoring position. And that'll allow Ian Desmond to get a running start here on 3-2, 2 outs.
And if Owings tries to get cute and he loses Bixler, he's got trouble lurking. Nats lead 4-1. They've out hit the Diamondbacks 7-6 as we play bottom 7. Opener of a 4-game set. And Bixler will loft it into right field for Justin Upton. Nats are gone. They've stranded 4 runners tonight into the 8th inning. It appears Ryan Matthews is on the way. Ford dealers. Beautiful evening in our nation's capital. The dome all lit up in the 70s tonight. Wish you were here with us. Glad you're with us on Masson. First game of a 4-game set. And the Nats are trying to make this a 5-2 homestand.
It is time for our favorite time of the day, the Morgan Franklin pivotal play. Let's go back to last inning. Kelly Johnson at the plate. Runners on first and second. Big pitch from Henry Rodriguez. A little 100-mile-an-hour fastball in. Danny Espinosa with the play at first base. That stops the Diamondbacks rally. Pivotal plays happen in sports, and they happen in business and government, too. See who's making them at pivotalplays.com.
So Ryan Matthews' 30th appearance, 2.5 ERA. Just improved that strikeout-to-walk ratio, and everything will be fine with him. He's got the talent, the movement, the stuff, the velocity. Just a question of command at times.
The makeup.
Here's Justin Upton. Came into this ball game 24 extra base hits since the All-Star break, tied for the major league lead. And a slugging percentage in the .660 range. And the Nats have held him to a bloop single in 3 trips tonight. He's only 3 for his last 20. This is a pivotal inning. You get through these 3 hitters, and you've taken a great step toward winning the ball game and starting off this series in a good fashion. Chris Young to follow, and then Paul Goldschmidt. 3 big, strong, right-handed hitters. Matthews blowing away with a breaking ball, and the count's 2-1. Ryan will dig in right on the third base end of that pitching rubber. And when he sets up, it really looks like he's about to throw across his body. Lined hard, and Danny Espinosa is right there. 5 outs to go now. You do that countdown once you get to the 8th inning. And a reminder, it's getting late in the season, but there's a lot of baseball to be played. And hey, if that kid number 37 pitches in September, you might want to have a memory in our baseball scorebook available here at Nationals Park. Only in the team store, the Nationals version available. You can check out our broadcast versions that we use at bcscorebook.com.
You should make a football scorebook, too.
Well, I don't have one of those, but I've got some football charts. And if you've ever seen those, there's no way I could explain those to you.
I have. I've seen guys do show prep to broadcast a football game. It's crazy.
Oh, it's nuts.
All the numbers, positions everywhere spread out on the desk.
Only preparing for about 100 guys.
Yeah.
Basketball's a lot easier. You know, but if you're thinking about a gift for the holidays. Two balls and no strikes to Chris Young. Zimmerman over to cut it off. Look how quickly he gets rid of that baseball. And 2 outs.
All the time we talk about the first step quickness of Rick Ankiel in center field. Well, the first step quickness from Ryan Zimmerman right here got him the bottom of this big hop. That ball hits the ground again, it's trouble. Ready for the baseball, ready for the ball to be hit to you. Look at that ready position right there on his toes, all one move. That's a great shot, guys. We talk about ready position with little leaguers all the time. Being ready for the ball hit to you. That little hop before the pitch went into the strike zone on his toes. He's ready for that big hop.
Next up for the Diamondbacks is Paul Goldschmidt. Big, strong rookie. He's 0 for 3 today. And by the way, FP, while we have a moment, we have some special people in the booth with us for a quick visit. Our auction winners from the Arthritis Foundation. Good to have you all with us. There they are. That was Jim Buckle making all that noise from Masson. That ball is pulled, and it's fair. Now it's Zimmerman's turn. Look at that. And the top of the 8th inning is over. How about the third base play by Ryan Roberts and Ryan Zimmerman? Don't hit it near anybody named Ryan tonight.
Flashing some gold.
And Ryan Zimmerman playing defense.
Just watch how ready he is for the baseball. I'm telling you what, that's the key. Every single pitch, you're telling yourself the ball's going to be hit to me, the ball's going to be hit to me, and that's what you do when you're ready for the baseball. Go to the backhand side. Good long throw. Look at the snow cone right there. Ball barely in his glove. And I'm surprised he got a good grip on that ball. He got rid of it quick. And a lot of times, if the ball's not right in your pocket to where you're used to reaching for it and getting it with the bare hand, sometimes you don't get a good grip. But you see that play? We talked about it with Jimmy Rollins this weekend. Ryan Zimmerman practiced that play every single day in BP.
Yeah, by the way, Jimmy Rollins went on the DL today from that play here yesterday up the middle with that strained groin, and they got Placido Polanco back just in time. So here we go, bottom 8, 31-year-old Brad Ziegler with Oakland for the last 4 years takes over. He's a sidewinder from down under.
You think?
Ryan Zimmerman fouled. No way to hit that ball fair. Are you kidding me?
You see that delivery right there from Ziegler. Fastball, slider, change. I think whenever you face a guy that's a submariner, throws from down under, you got to pick up the release point first.
Brad Ziegler shares something in common with Ross Detweiler and Ryan Howard. He's from that baseball program that at the time he was there in 03, it was called Southwest Missouri State. It's now called Missouri State. And Ryan Howard and Ross, both products of that school. In Springfield, Mo has 3 pretty good guys in the big leagues right now. Look at that breaking ball way outside. Ryan Zimmerman 1 for 4 tonight.
That's the slider. Ziegler will get to that with 2 strikes. It's a big frisbee from down under. And if you've never faced him before, it's a tough go. You got to see the release point. That's the key. And that's why he drops down. Probably throws underhand. And we talk about Ryan Zimmerman all the time at third base on the slow rollers. He throws underhand. Anytime you throw it that low and your release point is down under, it's pretty much underhand, not sidearm.
Here's Michael Morse, 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. That ball bounces by the bag. Well, this game fits the mold of what Davey Johnson likes to do. We always talk about this. Get up early and then pitch well and play defense. That's what the Nats have done tonight. 3 outs yet to get. And Drew Storen is warming up. After giving up that deficit home run yesterday, Storen bailed him and his teammates out. And then the Nats got Sean Burnett a win in relief in extras. That ball out over the plate, and Michael Morse takes it right up the middle. Got a lead of his batting average right up around 320 by the end of the night.
It is time for our forward drive of the game, and let's go back to the 4th inning and make it Jason Worth. A little opposite field home run right there. Got every bit of that ball. Drove it into the right field bleachers. Joe Saunders not pleased. Jason Worth is. Dugout happy, and that's our forward drive of the game.
Then Worth was robbed of a hit by Ryan Roberts over at third. Little chopper out towards short on the charge. Cody Ransom. 2 outs and second base for Michael Morse. Have you spotted something?
Yeah, Michael Morse's swing looked funny to me with the naked eye, and then we just looked at the replay. Watch his front foot. So he gets his foot down early, and very rarely do you see a guy swing and then his front foot come off the ground after the swing. See that right there? Just kind of came up as he swung, and he kind of bounced around and got into a good position to run to first base, but just out in front, good adjustment. Maybe his cleat had a little slippage right there, but a nice piece of hitting once again for Michael Morse.
On base 2 more times tonight, adding to his .373 on base percentage. Danny Espinosa has walked twice, and in between robbed of at least a double by Roberts over at third.
I always used to wonder if closers were warming up in the bullpen in this situation and they were rooting for their team not to score a run. I used to talk to them all the time on the plane and say, hey, were you rooting for me not to get a hit right there so you could get a save?
You know, because closers, if they warm up, they're going to pitch.
Yeah.
Even if you're up by 4, right?
And how do they get paid?
Cha-ching with the save.
And that's how they're wired, too. So I always used to give whatever closer on my team a little grief on the airplane or in the clubhouse after. If you got a base hit to give your team a 4-run lead instead of a 3-run lead, were they really rooting for you at the plate?
Yeah, how many times do you think you got an honest answer on that one?
Oh, yeah. Well, I just want to win.
Yeah. That ball into left. Fairly well hit by Espinosa, so it will be a 3-run lead. The Nats take into the top of the ninth. Drew Storen is just beyond his 24th birthday 11 days ago, and he has 33 saves on the year, and here he comes trying to get the Nats off to a great start in this series. Young right-hander is 8-10 this year, and he could be 13-5 with that 3.11 ERA. Coming off a win against the Reds, and then Ian Kennedy's 15-4 with a 3.22 ERA. He is 7-1 in his last 8 starts. Johnny and Ray, 6:30. We join you from the booth at 7. First pitch, 7:05. 4-1, top of the ninth. Drew Storen on to face 6, 7, and 8. By the way, Matt LeCroy, our buddy, former Net and managing down there at Woodbridge in the ballpark today. The Potomac Nationals were off. Matt said they have 7 home games remaining. They'll play a series starting tomorrow night. They'll go on the road for a week and then finish at home. Check them out. 703-590-2311 or PotomacNationals.com. Here's Drew Storen. 53 strikeouts, 15 walks. First batter, Cody Ransom, 0 for 3. Hit the ball right on the button last time and right at Ian Desmond at short. Nats trying to extend Arizona's losing streak to 6 in a row on this road trip. 94 right in there, 1 ball, 1 strike.
And yesterday for Drew Storen, the walk hurt him. He got a ground out for Hunter Pence, then Raul Ibanez. He walked, and a couple of singles after that. You had a tie ball game. So for Drew Storen, get that first strike and allows you to get that nasty slider.
Popped up right side. Michael Morris is under it. Drifting with it, foul territory, 1 out. Nationals trying to inch their way back towards 500. They would be 2 under with a win tonight. Johnny and Ray standing by with Nats Extra out in breezy left field. Next up, Colin Cowgill, the left fielder, who's 0 for 3. Nats are trying to go 12 over 500 here at home. That's a good fastball right to the outside corner.
And that was the 4-seam fastball from Storm. 4-seam fastball straightens out. Sometimes with the 2-seam fastball, it'll spin out of there a little quick and have trouble with command. And when that happens, he goes to the 4-seamer.
There's the killer slider.
Wow. You talk about a quick slider. This is the definition of a quick slider. Whoop. One of the better ones I've seen throw lately.
1 ball and 2 strikes with 1 out. Ah, there's another one. See ya. 2 down.
When you see a guy that doesn't recognize a slider on the pitch before, you almost have to go back to it. That's exactly what Wilson Ramos and Drew Storm did. Nice job.
Crowd of 19,377 enjoying a fast-moving evening with lots of good pitching and some timely hitting. Strike 1 to Henry Blanco. Fastball that jams him, a foul ball, strike 2.
Pretty good movement on that 2-seamer. Let's see if he goes to the slider now with 2 strikes.
Those aren't boos, those are Drews. Did he go? No, says Marvin Hudson at first base.
Pretty good take by Henry Blanco. That was a good pitch. We've seen a lot of guys swing through that slider away.
And a slider will end the ball game.
34th save of the year for Drew Storm. It comes on the slider.
Isn't it nice to have a 9th inning with no suspense whatsoever for a change around here?
Boring.
We love being bored when the Nats are winning. It's a 4-1 win. Series off to a great start. And the Nats are now 5-2 on this homestand.